So before we can even begin to fix the problem, we need to first understand what is actually happening. If you're like a lot of people, you're just so consumed with feeling better that you lose track of what's actually going on and what's actually going to be a solution to your problem. I mean, you've looked everywhere, you've tried everything. So let's first start by putting the spotlight on the problems that you're likely overlooking. I'm going to highlight the 4 biggest problems our clients most often overlook when trying to solve their pain and health problems. I'll have you consider that the more you begin to understand your problem, the closer you are to solving it. So problem number 1 is you're oblivious to the depth of which your problem is actually affecting your whole life. I mean, chronic pain in any form affects your whole life in significant and really even hidden ways. I mean, part of the problem is that you don't even see it as a problem. See, it starts with just a nagging issue that might have just laid you up for a few days, but it improves enough for you to just at least get back to your semi-normal life. And then, like many people, I mean, you've just got to play catch up. So you do your best to ignore the issue, just hoping that it'll just get better on its own, and you're just too busy. Yet after a while, it's still there. And it's beginning to get worse when you run, when you play soccer, hike, just watching TV, I mean, whatever activities you enjoy. So you decide to stop doing those activities. And as you do that, your life begins to get smaller and smaller. So now you're not doing the activities that you love. And then work starts to become more of a grind. You find yourself drained of energy. You're in pain, discomfort throughout the day. You start getting irritable. I mean, little things, just clients, customers, managers, employees, they just start pissing you off. And slowly your focus, productivity just starts to leak away. And I don't know what game you're in. I mean, whether you're an entrepreneur, a business owner, or you work for someone else. But very shortly, this problem you're feeling has become an economic problem. You're literally losing money, commissions, clients, promotions, opportunities. I mean, you've pulled the e-brake on your effectiveness in this hustle. And there's a lot of money lost in being in pain. So then you go home and you're exhausted, distracted, sore, in pain. The kids are pissing you off and you're not present. They're begging you to play with them. You either half-ass it and stop shortly after, or you just flat out decline. And you start to see the disappointment in their eyes, but you feel powerless. And as your kids start getting older, you feel the connection, the bond to them, you start to slip away. And then there's your spouse, your partner. And you begin being triggered by the dumbest things. I mean, you either fight or you're just becoming distant. I mean, your partner feels powerless to help you and just getting frustrated and resigned to the reality that this is just who you've become. This is just who you are. And so you start to lose the connection, that spark. You're hardly having sex. And even when you are, it's not even as enjoyable. You're not performing as you want. I mean, leaving you both unsatisfied. And that just adds to the disconnection. And you're just roommates now. I mean, every so often you get a moment of clarity while lying sleepless for the umpteenth time. You're in pain, you're frustrated, hopeless. You're like, oh my God, is this all there is? Like, what has my life become? And you slowly have to let go of the dreams that you once had and are clinging to survival, just trying to get through the day. And in that frustration and in that anxiety, we find problem number 2. You're exhausted from having tried everything, and you're confused and frustrated about how to manage and how to finally, even if you could, just fix your problem. I mean, you've tried tons of things, but they only brought temporary relief at best. I mean, you find yourself jumping from therapy to therapy, medications, supplements, that just end up being super expensive, more confusing than anything, and you find yourself worse off because of it. And you're getting mixed information and only getting surface level, one-size-fits-all solutions. You don't get a sense that anyone really understands your problem. We'll dive into this more in the next video. And then problem number 3 is that you feel powerless to change and have resigned yourself to blaming others, outside factors, your age, genetics, for why you have these problems. I mean, I get it. If you feel trapped in your body and feel like you've exhausted the limits of just trying to fix it, I mean, it gets tempting to just blame your spouse or your kids that are constantly getting on your very last nerve, right? It's their fault. If they weren't stressing me out so much, I mean, I'd feel better. If work wasn't stressing me out so much, I'd feel better. Or you just resigned yourself to imagine that because you're getting a bit older, I mean, that must be it. I mean, you're told and you see examples all around you that as you get older, you get sicker and your body begins to break down. That's just the way it is. So you throw your hands in the air and you wave the white flag. Like, that's it. That's it. And that rolls into problem number 4, that you've quit activities that you love because of injuries, because of pain, poor posture, poor health. And even that's not enough anymore. You get so frustrated and the problem is nagging at you so thoroughly that you decide that you just stay put, or you begin to shelter yourself. You don't take chances. You don't take risks. You never push your body anymore. You begin to think that, if I just do nothing, nothing will hurt and won't get any worse. And thus begins the loop into insanity. I mean, if you can't do the things that you love, then what's the point? I mean, you've fallen prey to the feelings and the experience of victimhood, confusion, and weakness, and begins to creep in like the tide. And it consumes your whole life until you wonder, like, what the hell happened? Like, how did it get like this? And actually, on that, let's go over here. Now, if you're feeling even remotely like this, know that you're not alone. I mean, we've met thousands of people over the years who have felt just like you. And what they found was that through a powerful process of beginning to reclaim their health and their life, everything changed. Now, while it may seem abstract at this point, consider that on the other side of this problem that you're facing, this pain that you're experiencing, this health problem that you're suffering with, on the other side of that is a set of possibilities that really mirror the problems that you're experiencing. So if problem number 1 is that you're oblivious to the depth to which your pain is affecting your whole life, I mean, the possibility is that you have a body that powerfully, quietly, reliably supports you in all that you do. So there's this amazing day that happens in our client process, that all of a sudden there's one day that they'll come into the office and they'll tell us that all of a sudden, hey, today was the first day I'm not consumed with the thoughts of just getting through the day. I'm not consumed with like, oh my gosh, how am I gonna get through this next hour? Oh my God, all this pain. I mean, your body becomes this silent miracle that allows you to live out your best life. You wake up in the morning, you're more rested than you have in years, maybe even decades. Your first thought isn't to just scan your body for all the places that it hurts, but your thoughts are into like, okay, how am I gonna smash this day? Your mind becomes clear, your focus returns, and with your focus comes your productivity. You're actually getting stuff done. You're excelling. You're focused on the growth of your business, the fulfillment of whatever project you're doing. I mean, you're ready for the next challenge. You're in flow. And then all of a sudden when you get home, your kids are excited to spend time with you knowing that they have all of you. You're present, you're engaged, and you're happy. You feel great. And once your kids are tucked in bed and your work day is complete, you still have the energy to connect with your spouse. I mean, that connection that you have, you both feel is just so powerful. It's on fire. You're a new you that your partner can now rely on. I mean, the sex is deeply meaningful now all of a sudden and connected. It's on fire. I mean, when your day is complete, you easily get to sleep. And the thoughts and emotions of gratitude just pour over you, knowing that another adventure awaits you tomorrow. I mean, that your body has become a reliable ally in your pursuit of life and not your enemy. So from where you're at this moment, I want you to look over this gap. Look over the gap from the problems that you're experiencing, the pain that you're feeling today, and I want you to look across to the possibility of what's available to you. Now, it may seem like a pipe dream, but I just want you, just for a moment, just for a second, imagine your life and your health moving from a place of being oblivious to how things could have ever changed, how they could have ever gotten like this, to health that powerfully and reliably supports you in everything that you do. I mean, what would that mean to you? What would that mean to your family? What would that mean to your career? What would that mean for your purpose? What would that mean for your desired life? So for now, I just want you to have the courage, just imagine what that could be like. Now in the next video, we're gonna dive headfirst into the basic principles that you absolutely need to understand to start really putting the brakes on this freight train of poor health and pain that you're experiencing that just seems to be going off the rails. And we're gonna start to change that direction into something new, into that new possibility. So I'll see you on the next one.